Hi, Dennis Weiss. Welcome to Our Town, the show that's about the great things that happen in our town, Abilene, Kansas. Margaret Claire, Great Plains Theater, great and great. See there?
Yep, yep.
Education director here. So you're coming today and you're going to talk about probably my favorite thing about Great Plains Theater, and that's what you're doing for young people through education and the arts.
Yeah, well, thank you, Dennis. We always appreciate the forum for us to get our word out there.
You're welcome.
Well, it's summertime.
Okay.
So summertime means camp. And we've got 4 camps going on this summer. One of them is a new one. It's called Playhouse Camp, and that starts Monday. So if you want to get to the Playhouse Camp, 4 and 5-year-olds, theater camp for 4 and 5-year-olds, it starts Monday. There is still some room. So give us a call.
4 and 5-year-olds.
4 and 5. That's new
wow.
this year.
Is that
we
going
are very
to be
excited.
fun?
And, you know, just to highlight how the bug bites some people early, right. I had a 4-year-old come into the lobby with her mom to sign up for Playhouse Camp, and she auditioned for me right there. She sang the whole song, Let It Go from Frozen, with hand gestures and emotion and everything else. Yeah. I've got another 4, he's actually 3, just going to be 4, and he is marking the days off his calendar until theater camp. So they're excited early. We want to get them early. We want to keep them excited. Our theme this year is castles, and that's why the King and Queen have joined us this morning.
King and Queen of IGA paper bags we have.
This is our DIY King and Queen made from paper bags that one of the art teachers in town made for us years ago, actually, and I love them so much I drag them out anytime I can.
Terrific.
But we'll be doing a lot of DIY in our camp this summer. So like I said, it's castles, and we have 4 camps. So Playhouse Camp is 4 to 5-year-olds. Okay. Then we have our Footlights 1 and 2, which has been traditional for us for many years now, and that's for K through 4, 4th grade. And you can take 1 week or you can take 2 weeks. Our format is that we take, this year we're going to take a story, a fairy tale, or a beloved story, and the kids will choose which one they want. But when we get consensus, then we will create a production. And so Monday through Friday, they are working on building this production. They get very involved. They make a lot of decisions about the creative aspects of the production, and then on Friday they perform it for friends and family. In between, we do, we're going to be making some fairy Play-Doh and some potions. We're going to have medieval snacks every day. We are going to be making crowns and wands, and we're going to have costumes, and we're going to be building a tower. We'll have some water balloons in there, and you know, goodies and stuff like that as well.
So what medieval snacks might we expect?
You are going to be surprised, and I've done my research on this. Jello is one of them.
Jello is a medieval snack?
It wasn't known as Jello back in the 14th century, but it is gelatin. Actually, flavored and colored gelatin was actually something.
Okay. Cool.
Also, some like honey sweet bread balls, cookies, various cookies. And they did have fruit, so we can add fruit in there too and still call it a medieval snack.
Very cool.
So now the thing that if I'm going on as usual, so stop me if you want, but the thing that I love about camp and that I love about summertime, I like the warmth, and I like the greenery, and I like the fact that it just feels more fun. And I've said before, learning needs to be fun.
Agreed.
And we kind of sneak in the learning when we're having fun. And that's what we do in theater camp a lot. Is we are learning real skills, but we do it while the kids are having fun. And so camp for the summertime is a great opportunity to do something different, change your perspective. People perceive it as a fun time. It's a break in their routine. They're not getting up and going to school in the same way. You know, they're doing different things. It refreshes the brain, it refreshes the body. And so it's a really relaxed time. And when you're relaxed and you're having fun, your focus is right there.
You're at your very best, frankly.
You really are. Your concentration is at its best. And that's when we can really get some tread, when we can get some momentum going in terms of learning. That sometimes the kids are so stressed during the school year and they've got so many things pulling at them. This is a chance to unplug, to do some good old-fashioned play, to build some hand-eye coordination, some social skills, learn some theater skills, and they're doing it without realizing they're doing it because they're having fun doing it.
I so wholeheartedly support that idea. We get to see the results. So those of us that's been around Great Plains Theater for a while, we see these young people come in tiny, grow up, and many of them in the middle of that process simply explode with creativity, talent, and the satisfaction of learning and doing what they have learned they love. Very few places have that sort of success ratio, and these things are skills for a lifetime.
They are.
Speaking, influencing people, relating to people through being a human. Those things are learned here. And
well, the hardest thing, I think most adults would probably agree, the hardest thing you're ever going to do in life is get along with other people.
That's right. I should have said I disagree.
And because we all come to the table with our skills, our baggage, our personalities, and we all, you know, ultimately we find common ground. If, you know, that's what our goal is, to find common ground and get things done and have some fun, you know, in doing it, build relationships, build friendships. And those are some of the things that kids learn through theater. It's a place, they learn it through sports as well, but not everybody goes to sports. And although we have a lot of crossover between sports and theater with our kids, sometimes this is their home, and where they can't find it anywhere else. Sure. And I've said, you know, probably 100 times by now, we teach theater skills, but what we're really teaching is confidence. And when you learn how to do something well, and you can get up and talk in front of someone, or you can express yourself because you've got an idea and you have the confidence to do it, you have the skills to do it, you have the voice to do it, you understand that if I stand there and I can command an audience, I can get my point across, I can get my ideas out there. That builds a whole person.
So I don't want to use names because 2 reasons. 1, I'll forget names or say them wrongly, and 2, the names aren't important, so I'm going to say it this way. I've had an opportunity to interact with a number of young people who really became who they are here in the Great Plains Theater Youth Program. Many of those interactions, I will tell you, are some of the most premium interactions between any person of any age and me. In other words, those people could comport themselves in a way to negotiate with me at a level that many people in the adult world I do business with every day could not touch. They learned it here. They were who they were, but they learned those skills here. And I see that year after year after year. I see it on your stage when you put these young people up on the stage with professional actors. I see that confidence that you spoke of just coming up, coming out, and performing at such a high level. And I've said it before on camera. How valuable is that to us as a community? Can't be measured.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for saying that, because obviously as a theater person, you know, I'm sold. But when someone who's out in the business community can come back and say that that's what they see in our kids, that is exactly what we're trying to do here. And you know, we are so lucky that we have this professional theater here, because we, you know, hand in hand with the education department, we actually can provide a path for them, those who want to go into that path. And that is really valuable. We have, you know, I won't name names, but you probably know who they are. We have some of our young actors who are now moving up into our professional shows, and we are doing something new. Second new thing we're doing this summer for camp is the Shrek Boot Camp.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
So that is so fun. So what we're doing is it starts like a kind of a regular camp where the first week they're going to work with Mark Hansen, our musical director, learning the music from Shrek. Second week they're going to be working with Maggie Spicer, who's coming in to help with the choreography. And then they're going to actually join the professionals in their final 12 days of rehearsal. And they will be in stage on 5 of the big production numbers. They will all have characters, and they will get the chance to be on the main stage in Shrek.
So when you say they get a chance to work with technical director and musical director, these are first-class professionals
Yes,
in what they do.
Absolutely.
Again, the opportunity for our youth through this program to have that in front of them, that's just very high as value to our community.
We're very lucky to be able to offer that to them, and that's a resource that Abilene has, and we are one of 2 professional theaters in Kansas. The other's in Wichita.
Right.
So we like to say between Kansas City and Denver, along that I-70 corridor, we're it.
Yeah.
And we're proud of it.
So we've watched kids go through the youth program. I remember when my daughter was in the youth program. I also remember when she helped at camp and went through that, and she's working right down the hall there.
Yep.
But the skills that go into camp, you know, if you're learning how to sew or you're learning how to dribble a basketball, you do this, it's called practice. Well, this is practice for this broad base of skills. But the defining moment for me in the value of what we're talking about this summer in youth camp is when that young person walks up on the stage and simply does 9 performances of brilliant professional level with the same pressures, the same schedule, the same marks, the same cues as the people you're bringing from New York City or San Diego to perform on our stage. And they just nail it. I'm a big results-oriented kind of guy.
Yeah,
right? So
we like results too.
In the horse business, the joke is, you know, everybody's a pro until the green light goes on.
Yes.
So, but when the green light goes on, we have gotten to see our young people prove this works.
It is exciting to see. I've only been here now, this is my 3rd summer, so I've been here about 2 years. This work has been going on, you know, for a generation plus, and it's so fun to look back at the kids I have now who are ready to, you know, a lot of them going on. They'll be leaving this year and next year, and, you know, we get a new batch coming through. Just to see the growth from when they were 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, and now they're 18 and, you know, moving on. It's so exciting to see that growth. You know, we're coming up on 25 years.
Right.
So we can look back at some of these kids. In fact, we are now recycling some of our camp kids into our current camp. I've got 2 camp counselors.
Really? Who are they?
Rebecca Swartz and Melissa Ford.
Okay.
And they are both from Abilene. They both have gone through GPT, and they both were camp. So Rebecca is just finished her 1st year as an elementary education major at K-State. So she's coming back as a counselor this year again. And Melissa has just finished a tour with Missoula Children's Theater, and she has graduated, and she's in her mid-20s. She's coming back. She was Rebecca's first camp counselor. And now they are going to be counselors, because the other thing is that I'm not getting any younger. I want to build something that I can just pass off into the next generation. So mentoring is also a really big deal here at GPT. As we mentor the young kids, we mentor at every age, so that we hopefully provide a path for people to just keep recycling into this program.
So I went to a conference recently that was focused on rural opportunities, Kansas Rural Opportunities Conference. It used to be that broadband, which is my company's business, and this Rural Opportunities Conference were kind of linked together. So, but the broadband now has its own conference, and Rural Opportunities, which still talks about broadband, but it's a broader scope of topics. So you're thinking, where is he going with this? So here's where I'm going with this. One of the truths of life that people from government, Department of Commerce was there, from private industry, there were a lot of people representing business at the conference, and local government and education, all at the table, have come to realize that mentorship, internship, apprenticeship, the things from days gone by are some of the most valuable tools for integrating young people back into staying in Kansas, living where they were grown, travel the world, come home, all of those options, but the unparalleled opportunity to learn and inspire, that those things we just mentioned, mentorship, is very high on that list. That's nothing new to Great Plains Theater.
No, no, and I would love to see, you know, some of the kids who've gone through this come back and take my job.
Absolutely. Wouldn't we love to have sage towcats back in the community?
We'd love, there's a whole bunch of them that we would love to have back in the community. You know, just as building the fiber of this community, so strong for the future. Small town living has so many advantages, as you know.
So how do you like small town living, you city girl, you?
Well, I was born and raised in big cities, probably for the first, well, long time.
Okay.
It's only been in the last 15 years I've been in a small town, and there are so many advantages to it. The safety, the traffic, the relationships you build with people, and there's so much here. There are great people here. There are great people there. There are, you know, I never like to generalize and say, oh, this versus that. Every place has something of value. So I think you got to know what, you know, you have a value, really stand on it and build it and be proud of it and let it attract people to you, and no apologies. You don't have to apologize for being small. You don't have to apologize for being big. They both have things to recommend them, and I'm very proud to be here in Abilene, and I'm loving living here.
Yeah, that's good. I think it's important as we have a camera in here, and you never know who's watching our programs. It could be the people who watch all the time, could be somebody who just turned it on up to Motel 6 for the first time today. But the opportunity to educate and inform people about Abilene comes through the lens of our cameras, the reason we do these shows. One of the assets that Abilene area has is Great Plains Theater. One of the greatest assets Great Plains Theater has is their youth program. One of the building blocks of that asset or the youth program is summer camp.
Yes.
It really comes down to that for our little talk here today. And from something new, from 4 to 5-year-olds.
We're very excited
all
about that.
the way up through the teen
well,
years.
the Shrek Camp is going to go up to 18, so 4 to 18.
Yeah. So is somebody in your home, or maybe they're not in your home, but your granddaughter or grandson, you're thinking, boy, I'd like to gift them with an opportunity. Right here is a great one.
And we do, it is a fee camp, but we don't turn anybody away. Okay. We do have some scholarships available. Our doors, we want our doors to be open to anybody who wants to come through them.
Okay, so what haven't we said about camp?
Well, we do have, you know, we have Playhouse Camp starts Monday, June 4th.
Okay.
Footlights starts June 18th.
Okay.
That runs 1 week, Monday through Friday. That's a 9 to 4, an all-day camp. Footlights 2 will start June 25th, and that's 5 days, Monday through Friday, 9 to 4. You can take week 1 of Footlights alone, week 2 alone, or you can put them together. They will have different content both weeks. And then Shrek Boot Camp, that will start in July 16th. And so what you need to do is call the theater, 785-263-4574. Call Great Plains Theater.
We'll
Talk to me, Margaret,
screen.
or anybody who answers. We're all friendly here. We'll pass you on to the right person. You can go online and register. GreatPlainsTheater.com. Call us or come in. So there's still time to register if you're interested in camp.
Just so you know,
Come
Dave
on.
saves me all the time. He just puts the real
Thank
date
you,
up
Dave.
here
Thank
after
you,
I
Dave.
mess
Save
it up,
me.
so we don't have to worry about it. So one of my favorite stories about youth camp, I was bringing my son and dropping him off, and we're using the campus of Eisenhower that year for some of the work at camp. I noticed things, so I pull up, and there's this van from Sedgwick County sitting there, and a girl got out, a couple of kids got out behind her, and they walked off same direction, sorry queen, that my son did, in day 2, day 3, day 4, and so I asked my son, I said, people from Wichita? He said, yeah, they're coming up for a youth camp. This program gets seen across a wide area.
Yes.
So in Marion or Hillsborough,
Oh, we have
Florence,
out of towners.
Clay Center,
Yep.
Chapman, Solomon.
All are welcome. We
All are
have a
welcome.
lot of out-of-towners because some come and stay with friends, relatives during the summer. We had a couple campers from California last year come from Clay Center. They come from Salina.
That's
all over
Want to
the
make
place.
sure people know they're welcome.
And I do want to make one more plug
Okay.
because we talk about partnerships. The First United Methodist Church is where the camps will be held. And this has been for a few
Long
years
time.
now, and they are such a great partner for us. They are so good to us. Daryl over there and John and Jenny, so we really appreciate that.
They've donated their daughter for quite a while,
They have donated their daughter many hours.
Yes, they do. And that is a great thing. So you gave me an opportunity for my favorite plug, which is the power of small town Kansas is the partnerships.
Yes.
The things we do best, we do together.
Right.
And thank you for opening your doors, and frankly, you know, you're both figuratively and literal arms for partnerships for us, for Eagle. We're sitting in your room here
we appreciate your partnership with us.
So thank you for that, and thank you what you do. I'm so excited to see what youth camp's going to generate this year.
Yep.
And medieval snacks sounds pretty good too. Margaret Clare is the Education Director here at Great Plains Theater. I'm Dennis Weiss. I work for Eagle Communications. Wishing you a great day.